Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
After all of the bombshells that former Democratic National Committee, DNC, Chair Donna Brazile dropped last week, the presidential campaign of Hillary Clinton has responded and also gave an excuse. With the massive evidence and blatant lies being exposed by Brazile, the Clinton camp's outlandish excuse for the Brazile news proves that Hillary is in panic mode as her downfall inches closer. You don't want to miss this. According to the Clinton campaign, the Brazile news is nothing but Russian propaganda. That's right, Hillary Clinton's campaign is just baffled how Brazile could believe these lies coming straight out of the Kremlin. It is particularly troubling and puzzling that she would seemingly buy into false Russian-fueled propaganda, spread by both the Russians and our opponent, about our candidate's health. Read a letter published online on Saturday that was signed by former Clinton officials, including Huma Abedin, Robbie Moore, Jennifer Palmieri, and John Podesta. Brazile claimed in an op-ed on Thursday for Politico that the DNC was in an agreement that gave Hillary Clinton complete control of the Democratic Party during the 2016 presidential primaries, this coming after she agreed to pay off the millions of dollars of debt that former President Barack Obama had left them in, which should also be pointed out as money laundering, a felony. Donna came in to take over the DNC at a very difficult time, the signatories wrote with arrogance in the letter. We were grateful to her for doing so. She is a longtime friend and colleague of many of us and has been an important leader in our party. But we do not recognize the campaign she portrays in the book, the signatories, including Democratic strategist Jesse Ferguson, continued in their letter on Medium. In Brazile's 288-page memoir, she said that she considered replacing Hillary Clinton with then Vice President Joe Biden and also considered Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. This came after cameras caught Hillary fainting before getting into her vehicle. Hillary later came out and claimed that she had pneumonia, causing the suspicious incident. We were shocked to learn the news that Donna Brazile actively considered overturning the will of the Democratic voters by attempting to replace Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine as the Democratic presidential and vice presidential nominees, said Ferguson, a former spokesperson for the Clinton campaign. Brazile's writings confirmed a lot of what we already knew. Hillary Clinton is extremely corrupt, and the entire process in the Democratic Party from the primaries until the general election was completely rigged and set up. Brazile also brought up in her memoir, scheduled to be released on Tuesday, that the Clinton campaign had the odor of failure when appealing to white working-class voters. Of course, Hillary and her goons couldn't let that go either. The Buthards continued. Clinton and campaign officials added that they were proud of the work they did in the campaign, and they're tired of people who were not part of our campaign telling the world what it was like to be on the inside of our campaign and how we felt about it, via their letter. The general election loss was devastating for us all and something we live with every day. And while frustrating that the general election vote total did not change the outcome of the election, we remain proud that Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine received nearly 3 million more votes in the general election than their opponents, said the letter. Knowing Hillary Clinton, nobody is surprised at the fact that she's bothered about the whole Donna Brazile situation, but the audacity of this individual to blame it on Russian propaganda is just amazing. Literally, everybody that goes against Clinton is automatically a tool of the Russians. Is her panic mode so severe that's all she can come up with as her defense? This also proves even more that Hillary Clinton is a liar, and she does it blatantly and badly at that. At this point, the evidence is overwhelming that it was actually Clinton who colluded with Russia, but of course, she's using a typical radical leftist tactic, trying to frame it on her enemies. Oh, and this should also be mentioned. Matt Drudge tweeted out last night, Brazile writes she was haunted by the murder of DNC Seth Rich, and feared for her own life, shutting the blinds so snipers could not see her. Brazile also went on George Stephanopoulos' show this morning, where she brought up Seth Rich. When you look at the latest revelations, even Seth Rich's murder being brought up, and see that Hillary Clinton's own, including the whole Democrat Party, is turning against her, You have to think that it's the beginning of the end for corrupt Clinton. She's losing her power. Even with an inactive Attorney General Jeff Sessions, it's looking more and more clear that Hillary's time is coming, and very soon. Make no mistake, she knows it too, and she's right there with her minions, thinking of how they can spin this. When all else fails, it's the Russians. Are we even surprised at this point? Share the story and leave a comment by clicking one of the buttons below. Follow us on Facebook at Mad World News.